2 minutes, 20 seconds away from launch. The crew on board reporting in good health, ready to go, all the systems checking out. The Soyuz standing there on the pad where just 55 years ago, in about a month, Yuri Gagarin kicked off the age of human spaceflight. Jeff Williams, Alexey Ovchinin, and Oleg Skripochka ready to keep it moving forward. Under 2 minutes away from launch. You'll see the final 2 umbilical towers attached to the vehicle detached. The first one separated at about T-minus 35 seconds. Then the final one retracting at about T-minus 15 seconds. And again, the Soyuz engines will fire for several seconds until the thrust of the rocket is able to overpower the force of the holding arms, keeping the rocket in place. Very simple, but a very elegant way of keeping the rocket upright on the pad. 1 minute and counting.
Vehicle to internal power.
And the vehicle now on internal power.
Like you won, everything is.
And there goes the first umbilical tower, marking just about T-minus 35. Should be under 30 seconds away from liftoff.
Auto sequence initiated.
Auto sequence initiated.
Launch command issued for ignition.
Second arm retracting, launch command issued. You can see the engines firing, ramping up.
Flight speed. Engines at maximum thrust.
The turbo pumps are at flight speed, standing by.
Liftoff.
And liftoff. Jeff Williams, Alexey Ovchinin, and Oleg Skripochka launching to the International Space Station. The first stage of the Soyuz booster delivering 930,000 pounds of thrust from the 4 strap-on boosters and the single-core engine. First stage going to be burning liquid fuel for the first 2 minutes and 6 seconds into the flight, passing through the cloud layer. See the crew on board. Again, Alexey Ovchinin there in the center seat. Getting good reports of first stage functioning throughout the launch so far, just 1 minute since liftoff.
60 seconds in powered flight. Your pitch and roll are nominal. Everything's nominal on board, Musk.
So as we approach 1 minute and 10 seconds into the flight, the velocity of the vehicle already at about 1,100 miles per hour. Again, everything continuing to go well with the ascent, lasting just under 9 minutes until these 3 crew members will be in space. You'll see that owl begin to float in the microgravity environment, an indicator of once they've reached their final altitude.
On board, and the crew is feeling well. Copy.
And then in just a few seconds, the strap-on boosters will be jettisoned. And the visiting vehicle officer here in Houston confirming the escape tower has been jettisoned, and those 4 strap-on boosters have also been jettisoned. They've completed their job and will now drop away. Soyuz already at an altitude of 28 statute miles, cruising along at a speed of about 3,350 miles per hour.
140 seconds into powered flight. The structure is nominal. We copy. Everything's fine on board. We are feeling fine. 002938. We selected Inaudible. Affirmative.
And so the second stage now firing the core booster, continuing to push the vehicle along.
Is nominal.
And then getting confirmation now the launch shroud has been jettisoned. So the Soyuz spacecraft itself now exposed, the rocket already at an altitude of about 48 statute miles. And just a little over 3 minutes into the flight, the Soyuz already traveling at a speed of about 4,700 miles per hour. There we can see NASA astronaut Jeff Williams, this his third ride on a Soyuz spacecraft, getting ready for his fourth flight into space, his third long-duration mission on board the station.
200 seconds. Engines of the second stage operate.
The second stage continuing to perform as expected. The core stage of the Soyuz rocket measures 56 feet in length, 13.5 feet in diameter with a single engine with 4 fuel chambers, providing between 178,000 and 222,000 pounds of thrust, depending on the altitude of the rocket, for its 3 minutes and 28 seconds of operation. It's going to continue burning for about another 45 seconds or so until the 4-minute 43-second mark. Then Soyuz will use what's known as a hot stage technique. The third stage will actually ignite while the second's still burning. That's why the Soyuz has that open area between the second and third stages.
Everything is fine on board. The crew is doing well. 00, 33, 38. R1, command is to be issued.
And all reports coming from Russian flight controllers indicating the vehicle in good health. And now we're going to be standing by for the execution of that third stage. And getting confirmation of second stage separation, a bit of a jolt there. The third stage now propelling the vehicle with its single engine. This engine provides about 67,000 pounds of thrust. It's going to burn for 4 minutes and 2 seconds.
00, 31, 38, Romeo 11 is selected. Copy. Observing.
So already over 5 minutes into the flight, the Soyuz already at an altitude of over 105 miles.
20 seconds. Structure nominal. Copy. Burlak 1. The crew is doing well. Copy.
And again, this third stage, the final stage of the Soyuz and its climb to orbit, is going to fire until about 8 minutes, 45 seconds post liftoff. So about another 2 3/4 of a minute until the third stage is going to be done with its job. And then at that point, the single liquid fueled engine will cut off and drop away. But again, everything, all the calls coming in, the vehicle performing as expected, not tracking any issues, and the crew on board in good health and making their way towards the International Space Station. And also again, once the third stage delivers the Soyuz to orbit, the module separates away. A series of pre-programmed commands will spring into action in order to prepare the Soyuz for orbital operations. That includes deploying the antennas and activating a number of computer commands to activate systems on board the Soyuz spacecraft.
25:56, we are expecting separation. And the crew is doing well. Thank you.
And we're just about 7 minutes now post-launch, so another minute 45 seconds for this third stage until its separation. At this point, the vehicle approaching speeds of about 13,500 miles per hour.
For 60 seconds, structure nominal. Burlak 1, copy. Everything is fine on board, the crew is doing fine. Copy. ...490 seconds. Inaudible. Nominal flight.
So just about 25 seconds away from that third stage cutoff and separation. You can see the crew on board the Soyuz still doing well. Keep your eye on that owl. Should start floating in just a few seconds, actually.
Expecting separation at 00:35:27. Copy.
And you can see the jolt. The third stage has now separated. The single liquid-fueled engine shut down and dropping away in an altitude of about 125 statute miles. The third stage performs an avoidance maneuver by opening a valve in its liquid oxygen tank.
Mission Control Moscow, how do you read us? Burlaki, Mission Control Moscow, you are loud and clear. How us? Loud and clear. How was separation nominal in time as scheduled? Everything's fine on board.
And getting word from the visiting vehicle officer, all antennas and the solar arrays have deployed. So all of those pre-programmed commands executed successfully. The cores and telemetry antennas out and the solar arrays deployed to begin providing power to the Soyuz spacecraft systems. Again, and it's at an altitude of about 125 statute miles. It's going to orbit at an altitude of about 143 by 118 miles. But this orbit, of course, is going to be raised systematically over the course of the next 6 hours, placing it in close proximity to the International Space Station.